My wife cheated with her coworker. She had no idea I knew everything. I don't even know how to start this, man. I feel like my whole life's been a lie, and I'm just now waking up in the middle of it, choking on the truth like smoke from a fire I didn't even know was burning. I'm a 33-year-old guy living in North Carolina. Been married to my wife, Sarah, for 6 years. We've got no kids, just us, a dog named Bruno, and what I thought was a rock-solid marriage. We met in college, fell hard and fast, and never looked back. She was my best friend, my biggest supporter. Hell, I thought she was my soulmate. Now, I don't even know who I married. This all started about 2 weeks before our anniversary. I was trying to log into our shared iCloud account because I needed a receipt for a warranty. Stupid, boring adult stuff. The problem was I forgot the password. Sarah usually handles that stuff, but she was in the shower, so I hit the forgot password link and reset it through her email. She always used the same one, so it was easy. I got in, and that's when it started. There was this album in our shared cloud called Work Trip Miami. I remembered that trip. It was back in February. She went with her coworkers to some conference. Said it was all meetings and hotel food and that she barely had time to breathe, let alone enjoy the beach. Funny thing, though, I opened the album and there she was on the beach. But not alone. Some guy was with her. Tall, fit, tan. Not someone I recognized. At first, I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was a colleague. Maybe they all went to the beach together, and this was just one picture. But then I kept swiping. There were 10 pictures, then 20, then 40. Some of them, man, they were close. Like real close. Hugging. Her in a bikini, sitting between his legs. His arms wrapped around her waist. Kissing her neck. Laughing like they'd known each other forever. My stomach dropped. I remember just staring at the screen. It was like the air got sucked out of the room. The world didn't feel real anymore. I could still hear the shower running in the background like nothing was wrong. Like my wife wasn't upstairs humming some stupid tune with another man's arms around her burned into my brain. I didn't say anything that night. I didn't sleep either. The next day, I told her I was feeling sick. I stayed home from work. She left like everything was normal, kissed me on the forehead, told me to rest up. I watched her walk out the door and wanted to scream, but I didn't. Instead, I went back into the iCloud. This time, I dug deeper. Found screenshots of conversations. Some text, some WhatsApp messages. One of the screenshots was just a selfie she sent him. She was in our bedroom, wearing my hoodie, lying on our bed. The caption said, "Miss waking up next to you." I swear to God, I almost punched a hole in the wall. I didn't even know this guy's name yet, but I knew what I had to do. I wasn't going to confront her yet, not until I had everything. I spent the next 3 days doing my own little investigation. I backed up her photos. I downloaded every screenshot. I even logged into her email, found flights booked, hotel confirmations, even Uber rides from places she said she never went. The man's name was Matt. I found him through her Venmo. She paid him once for drinks, cocktail glass, and his profile was public. Turns out he's married too. Or at least, he was. And here's where it gets real twisted. Matt's wife? She's the one who gave me everything I needed to blow this thing wide open. You ever have one of those moments where everything clicks into place, and you realize you've been the dumbest guy in a room for way too long? That was me, staring at Matt's Venmo profile, heart racing like I was about to rob a damn bank. His full name was right there, Matthew Carter. I looked him up on Facebook, and boom, his page popped up. Public profile. Smiling selfies, vacation photos, even a couple of pictures with his dog and a woman who I assumed was his wife. She looked happy, like I used to feel. Her name was Jenna. Now, I'm not a stalker, I swear, but I needed to know if she knew. If she had any idea what her husband was doing behind her back. I debated it for a full day, going back and forth. I mean, how do you even start that conversation? "Hi, I'm married to the woman your husband's been screwing on business trips. Nice to meet you." But eventually, I just said screw it. I messaged her on Facebook. Short and direct. "Hey, Jenna, I think our spouses are having an affair. I'm sorry if this is out of nowhere, but I've got proof. Please let me know if you're willing to talk." She read it within 10 minutes. Didn't reply at first. I waited the entire night, stomach in knots. Kept checking my phone every 5 seconds. Nothing. I figured maybe she blocked me or thought I was lying. Then, around 3 a.m., ding. She replied, "Please call me." Now, she left her number. I went outside, sat in my car, and called her. I didn't want Sarah to hear anything. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold the phone. Jenna answered on the first ring. Her voice was quiet, flat. She said, "You're the third person to message me about Matt this year." Wait, what? She went on to explain everything. Turns out Matt had a history. He'd cheated before, but always denied it. Gaslight her. Made her feel like she was paranoid. Until now, she'd never had proof. Just suspicions. But when I told her Sarah's name, she went silent. "You said Sarah? Your wife's name is Sarah?" "Yeah." "Sarah Dawson." Another pause. And then Jenna laughed. Not a happy laugh. One of those bitter, "I can't believe this is happening" kind of laughs. She came to our house. That's when I just froze. "Wait, what do you mean?" "She was here. For dinner. With Matt. He told me she was his coworker. Said she was sweet and super driven. We had wine. I made her F*******ng pasta. I swear, I've never felt more rage in my life. My wife sat in this woman's home, looked her in the eyes, and pretended to be her husband's friend. Jenna and I were quiet for a minute, just breathing into the phone like we were both holding a grenade and had no idea when it would go off. Finally, I asked, "What do we do?" And she said, "We make them pay." That's when everything changed. I stopped being the heartbroken husband. I stopped being scared or confused. I got cold, focused, because now I had an ally. Jenna and I started comparing notes, texts, dates, photos. Turns out Matt and Sarah weren't just having a fling. This had been going on for almost a year. They'd lied to us over and over, synchronized their schedules, covered each other's tracks. They were professional about it. Jenna even found an old email where Matt told Sarah he wanted to start a life with her. A life? As in leave us. And they had a plan. They were waiting for our anniversary, our 6-year wedding anniversary, because that's when Sarah's bonuses hit, whatever the hell that means. Apparently, they were going to come clean after she cashed out something. She wanted to leave me, and Matt wanted to leave Jenna. But they didn't count on us finding out first. And now, we were going to flip the script. We decided to wait. Let them think they were still in control. Let them lie right to our faces a few more times. Why? Because we were going to hit them where it hurt, and we were going to do it together. But before we could blow everything up, I found something else. Something in Sarah's closet. And that changed everything. I thought I was done being shocked. I mean, how many times can your heart break before it just goes numb? But then I opened her closet. It wasn't even like I was trying to snoop at that point. I was looking for a hoodie, just something to throw on before I met up with Jenna again. It was cold, and most of mine were in the laundry. So I figured I'd grab one of Sarah's oversized ones. She always wore mine. I didn't think twice about it. Until I saw the box. A plain white shoebox, tucked way in the back, behind an old duffel bag she never touched. I'm not proud of what I did next, but at that point, I wasn't her husband anymore. I was a detective in my own damn life. I pulled it out, opened it. Inside was a stack of printed photos. Printed? Who the hell even does that anymore? And these weren't old memories of us or some nostalgic college pictures. They were of them, Sarah and Matt, taken in random places, hotel lobbies, restaurants, parks. One was of them eating ice cream. Another was her kissing him on the cheek, eyes closed, like she was in a movie. But the worst one, she was in lingerie. The same set she wore on our anniversary last year. And Matt? He was behind her, holding her waist in a hotel mirror. She was smiling at the camera like she was proud. I dropped the photo. Literally. I felt my knees give out. She had kept them. Hidden them. Stored them like precious memories while I, her husband, had no clue. But there was more. Underneath the photos was an envelope with my name on it. I hesitated. For a second, I thought maybe it was a breakup letter. Or some twisted confession. Maybe she planned to leave it behind when she ran off with Matt. I opened it slowly. Inside was a card, one of those cheesy, glittery ones that said, "To my one and only." It was blank, except for one sticky note inside. "He still suspects nothing. Can't wait until it's just us. I love you." Us. I stare at that note for a long time. He still suspects nothing. She wrote that about me. Like I was some fool she was conning. Like my trust was something she could laugh about in a card meant for me. I was shaking so bad I had to sit down. It wasn't even about the cheating anymore. It was the coldness, the planning, the way she played me like I was a placeholder, a warm body to lie to while she planned her escape. I called Jenna immediately, told her what I found. She didn't even sound surprised, just tired. "That's who they are," she said. "They don't feel guilt. They just feel clever." And that's when she told me her plan. She wanted to confront them together. At dinner. Our anniversary dinner. We were supposed to go to this fancy place. Sarah made reservations 2 months ago. I thought it was sweet at the time. I had no idea she was planning to fake her way through dinner and drop the breakup bomb the next day. So Jenna and I came up with something better. We were going to let them think everything was normal. Let them sit across from us, hold our hands, kiss our cheeks. And when the timing was right, we'd introduce each other. In public. In front of everyone. And watch their lies collapse in real time. I started counting down the days like I was waiting for Christmas. But 3 nights before the big day, Sarah's phone lit up while she was in the shower. It was Matt. I wasn't planning to check. I really wasn't. But the preview on the lock screen said everything. I told her I'm done. I'm packing tonight. "You ready?" I froze. He was leaving Jenna. Early. And Sarah? She didn't say a word to me about it. If they moved their timeline up, everything Jenna and I planned would fall apart. So I made a decision right then and there. I wasn't going to wait until dinner. I was going to blow everything up the next morning. But before I could do it, Sarah beat me to it. Because the next morning, she woke me up with a suitcase at her feet and the words that will haunt me forever. "We need to talk." I wish I could forget her face when she said those words. "We need to talk." Like it was just another morning. Like she was about to tell me we were out of milk. She stood there at the edge of our bed, suitcase by her feet, hair still damp from the shower. No tears. No shaking. Just calm. Collected. Like she'd practiced this moment 100 times in her head. I sat up slowly, heart pounding so hard I thought she'd hear it. "Talk about what?" I said, knowing damn well what she was about to say. She looked at me like I was a child she had to explain something to. "I've been thinking about this for a long time," she started, "and I don't think I'm happy anymore. I need space. Time." I cut her off. With Matt. Her face went blank. Just frozen. She blinked. Once. Twice. "What? You need space with Matt?" I said again. Louder this time. Her lips parted, but nothing came out. She stared at me like I just punched her in the stomach. And that's when I stood up, walked to my desk drawer, and pulled out the envelope. The one with the photos. The card. The sticky note. I tossed it on the bed. "Here. Read your own lies." She opened the envelope slowly. Saw the photos. The note. Her hand started to shake. Then she looked at me, eyes wide. How long have you?" "Long enough," I said. "Long enough to know you were going to sit across from me at dinner, fake smile through dessert, and then pack your bags while I slept." She didn't deny it. Didn't cry. She just sat down on the edge of the bed and whispered, "I'm sorry." That was it. 2 words. Like she'd forgotten the part where she destroyed me. I started laughing. Not because it was funny, but because if I didn't laugh, I was going to break something. "You're sorry," I said. "Sorry for what, Sarah? Sleeping with someone else? Lying to me for a year? Letting his wife cook you dinner while you planned to run off together?" Her head snapped up. "What?" "Yeah, I let that one slip." "What do you mean his wife?" she asked, her voice finally cracking. I smiled. "Oh, you didn't know." "Yeah, Matt's married. Jenna. Beautiful, sharp. Way out of his league, honestly. Now she was the one shaking. Her voice got small. He told me they were separated. They weren't. I let that hang in the air. Then I delivered the real blow. We talked, by the way. Jenna and I. We know everything. The trips. The lies. The fact that you were planning to leave me after your anniversary bonus. Real classy, by the way. Sarah buried her face in her hands. I just stood there, watching her fall apart. But here's the thing, I didn't feel better. Not really. Watching her cry didn't fix the hole she'd blown through my chest. It didn't rewind time or give me back the years I spent loving someone who wasn't real. I just felt empty. You could have just left, I said quietly. You didn't have to burn it all down. She didn't say anything. And honestly, there was nothing left to say. She packed the rest of her things in silence. No dramatic goodbye. No last-minute apologies. She didn't even ask where Bruno was, our dog. Her idea to get him. She walked out the door like a stranger. I stood there, staring at the space she used to take up. And then my phone buzzed. It was Jenna. He's gone. He left. I told him everything. You ready? I texted back one word. Yeah. Because if you think the story ends here, you're wrong. See, Jenna and I had one last move to make. And it was going to destroy them both. You know that feeling right after the storm ends? When everything's quiet, but not peaceful. That's what it felt like the day Sarah left and Matt walked out on Jenna. Two broken homes, left in ruins by two people who thought they were smarter than everyone else, who thought they'd get away with it. But see, Jenna and I weren't done yet. No, we weren't just going to pick up the pieces. We were going to make them feel it. Jenna came over that evening with a flash drive. She'd spent days gathering everything. Texts, emails, voice memos, even security cam screenshots from her driveway. She was meticulous. It was honestly impressive and kind of scary. We didn't do anything illegal, don't worry. But we made a plan. See, Sarah and Matt worked together at this marketing firm. Small team. Close-knit. A lot of we're one big family vibes. They'd kept their affair under wraps for months, but Jenna and I had enough concrete evidence to blow the lid clean off. So we did. Jenna emailed everything to HR anonymously. We didn't even have to say a word. The flash drive did all the talking. And within 3 days, both of them were suspended. A week later, fired. Turns out their work trips violated about 6 different codes of conduct, and the company wasn't exactly thrilled that 2 of their senior people were sneaking off to screw in hotel rooms under fake invoice charges. But that wasn't the end. Sarah tried to come crawling back. No joke. I was at home, sipping coffee like a villain in a movie, when I heard the knock at the door. There she was. No makeup. Puffy eyes. Holding a box of my things. I'm so sorry, she whispered. I made a mistake. I didn't say a word. Just stared at her. And then I stepped aside. Not to let her in, but to let Jenna walk out from behind me. You should have seen Sarah's face. Jenna walked past her like she didn't exist. Didn't even look at her. I turned back to Sarah and said, you didn't just make a mistake. You made a choice. Over and over again. Then I shut the door. Hard. I haven't seen her since. Last I heard, she moved in with her sister in Michigan. Jobless. Broke. No, Matt. Yeah, turns out Matt didn't want to play house once the fun was over. Jenna told me he tried begging his way back into her life. She sent him one message. You destroyed your family for someone who wasn't even worth it. Hope she was. And that was it. Done. Now here's the twist. The real one. Jenna and I, we didn't fall in love. There's no fairy tale ending here. No cheesy rebound romance. We went through hell together. Held each other up during the worst heartbreaks of our lives. And when the dust settled, we looked at each other and said, we're free now. And that was enough. We talk sometimes. Grab coffee now and then. We even joked about starting a podcast, Betrayed and Rebuilt, or something like that. But romantically, no. We gave each other something better. Closure. These days, I'm just healing. Taking care of myself. Spending time with Bruno, going on hikes, finally repainting the kitchen like I've been meaning to for 2 years. And you know what? For the first time in a long time, I actually sleep through the night. No more second guessing. No more looking over my shoulder. Because I know now, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them.